how to get in routine and rhythm in that, and you just find yourself.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chatting with Chappy.
No, I don't think you've tried the tempo yet. Don't appreciate it as much as I should.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Chatting with Chappy. We have Riley from Pally. How you going, mate?
You're not too bad. Thanks for having me on the pod.
No, it's great to have you. We have been talking for a very long time. I think basically from the very start of my Instagram journey, you were the number one guy that we started talking straight away. So it was absolutely necessary that you came on the pod. Like, we need to learn heaps more about you, and I cannot wait to get started.
Yeah, it's cool. I remember we just made our Instagram page, and you were probably one of the first persons to message us.
That's awesome.
And you get a few, and then you're the one that sort of stuck around and like you can always rely on. So it's definitely having a great relationship so far.
Absolutely, man. I 100% agree. Like, we have a great bond. We talk about a lot of things. You know, like, you come and ask me about, like, hey mate, we're thinking about new apparel ideas. What do you think? What have you seen? And I'm just honoured to be a part of like what you and Bo are trying to do, and it means a lot to me that you asked for my opinion, and it just means a lot that you've said yes to coming on, and like, we just can't wait to learn more about you, mate. So first question, talk to us about Pally. What is it, and how did you and Bo come up with this?
So it started probably halfway through last year, and so I live in Adelaide. Bo lives in Hamilton. He's my brother-in-law, so quite close.
Yeah.
And I think he got sick of golf balls manufacturers. There's so many options.
Yep.
From like, say, one brand, there might be 10 options, and it's just overcomplicated. So he called up talking about wanting to make a brand, and I was like, I want to get in the apparel side one day.
Yep.
So like, why don't we sort of do something together, and try and make golf a bit more easier for people, and like make it a bit more simpler, because it can be quite difficult. As to the name, I'm not going to question Bo why Pally comes around. I'll be scared what he says, but it's just like Pal's playing golf, just Pally, like, so it's no real hidden meaning behind it. But yeah, it's just a good name.
That's awesome. I love
But
that.
yeah.
So with the distance, does it make it hard for you guys to talk about ideas, or is it just simple phone call? Are you always on a text chain? How does the conversation about what you guys are doing next come about?
Oh, we were close prior, but like, we're having phone calls, and so my sister's involved a fair bit as well. She doesn't play golf, but she's very helpful to sort of bouncing ideas off from a non-golfer perspective.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot more phone calls recently, but it does make it difficult with the distance. It's about 600-700 k, so it makes it difficult trying to film videos or take photos, because it can get a bit burdensome trying to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of group chat messages, talking about products, phone calls. Yeah, it's any hour of the night. It's a lot of chatting.
So are you able to tell us the initial conversation? Was it over, like, were you having beers together? Were you just like, hey Bo, I'm sick of buying I'll mute this, but like, buying Nike, I'm sick of buying Under Armour, it's $70 a shirt, we need to make it affordable. What was the first initial hit? What made you guys kick this off?
I was actually going to my golf course to practice, so I had headphones in, and he calls me, and he was like, I want to make a manufacturing brand. Like, it's just so stupid. Golf's too overcomplicated. I want to try and make it simple. And we're talking for probably an hour. I was just chipping. It was because where I'm from, there's a chipping green, and it's quite secluded from the rest of the course. So you buy there by yourself. So we're talking about 45 minutes, just like, well, what's going to make someone come to you? Like, golfers are a very unique individual. Like, once they found the brand, they're very reluctant to move from it, especially like golf balls and that.
Yeah.
So it's, well, we need to make it cheap.
Yep.
to convince someone to buy it, but then obviously it's a business. You need to be able to make profit, but then make it simple. So I think no matter how large we grow, like equipment wise, we've always had the idea of just 4 golf balls. So sort of your Tour, which is our high premium, and Tour X, which would be a bit low spinner.
Yep.
And then your Tempos, which is for your sort of high handicap golfers, need a bit more distance. So we'll have 2 options for sort of each category of golfer. Otherwise, if you go to a pro shop or something, you're just looking at golf balls and you have no clue. Like, I worked at a golf shop for about 2 years, and it's so overcomplicated. So yeah, we chatted for about 45 minutes, just talking about, well, what can we do? What products would you buy? And yeah, so, and then after that, it's just, we're on the phone for the next week, probably a couple of times a day. He's calling me while I'm at work, I'm on the bus. and just a lot of phone calls, a lot of sending photos of products we like, and yeah, just our intentions of growing.
Nice. And like in all honesty, Riles, did you see it becoming what it is now? I've like I sit here and go, geez, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this massive thing. Like I've thought about, let's just say, for example, I've thought about opening Chappy.Gilmore's Golf Emporium. I don't know what that is, but and I want to sell things, and I sit here at home and I go, I'm going to do that. Like, and I get on realestate.com and I try and find myself a little warehouse, try and find myself a little shop front. But of course, in the back of my mind, I go, it's probably never going to happen. Did you feel confident from the get go that this was going to happen, or were you a little bit suspect? Or
It's always the idea of like, especially if you're having beers with someone, it's a lot of chat, and
yeah,
it's next day it's we're not going to do it. So I think we're very persistent to actually do it.
great,
But we know we've only been selling products for what 4 or 5 months.
yeah,
We know it's a long road, and
yeah,
we've talked to each other. We've had our highs and lows of one of us is feeling down, like, oh, we're not getting any views, not selling any products. But it's like, who's going to buy a golf brand that they don't know about? So I think that's our main idea, is trying to convince people why you buy us,
yeah.
and sort of try and transfer them over from that way. But yeah, it happened very quickly, selling products and
That's
buying
so
stuff
good.
and getting samples. Yeah, it was such an awesome process, and it's one of the most exciting things about the company. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you feel comfortable talking to us about the from the conversation where you and Bo went, it's done? Can you tell us about like the research, the manufacturing process you've got, how long it all took, the samples you were getting? When did you get that white shirt, this black shirt? When did you get them and go, they are perfect?
Um, so obviously a lot of research. We went through Alibaba, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, Alibaba. No, actually don't know who we went through. Bo's the importing guy. Um, just sort of looking at reviews and getting products for testing and that, because what's the point of rushing into a thing and the quality's been terrible?
Correct.
Because first you're going to get a bad reputation, then
Yep.
you're not going to be able to get that customer again. So
Yes.
we're very keen on finding a good manufacturer that obviously we can't buy thousands of shirts straight away because we're a small company.
Yes.
So, but also being able to get a variety of shirts,
Yep.
because you don't want to be selling one or two. So we got a few sent to us, and it's you get some that are like a couple of them were like rashies, and I was like, you can't be selling this, and
Nah.
but which yeah, it was a bit disheartening because they got sent to Bo's place and he was sending photos through, and it just like, oh, that looks absolutely shit. Like it's not the fit we want. Like, so it was a sort of a tough process because it takes so long for them to come.
Yeah.
So like from the time you get a sample, like order a sample, it might take 6 weeks. So if you're waiting that period of like, well, we can't really do anything between that time because we don't know what it's going to be like. And then from getting the products that we like, it took a while by shipping.
Yeah.
So it probably took close to 2 months. Balls took a bit longer.
Whoa.
So yeah, it was a slow process waiting for the products to come, because like we couldn't really post much because we only had a couple shirts, couple gloves, some balls that we lost very quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a tough bit because we're just waiting. We wanted to launch the shop, get Instagram up and
I
going.
can
Just
imagine.
yeah, it's all worth it in the end.
Oh, 100%. And like I use all your stuff. I've got the glove, I've got the hats, I've got blue and white hat, I've got the towel, and I attest like your quality is some of the highest that's out there. Like, and I'm not saying that just because you're sitting there.
Yeah,
We've spoken a lot about it. I reckon I got back from the first round, I wore all this stuff, and I'm pretty sure I was in the car straight away on the message to you guys. Like, unbelievable shirt. Like, you know, you do get some shirts that are very heavy, very thick, and you sweat really badly
yeah,
from it. Nothing like that. The hat was perfect fit. Like, I'm usually a small head, and I can have that fully unlocked, and it just sits on my head perfectly. I've used your balls. I've used both the Tempo and Tour. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we
no,
did
I don't
discuss
think you've
that.
tried the tempo yet.
I've done the
Well,
Tour.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
them. I've still got 2 sleeves, so I don't lose them, which is fantastic. I used them
No,
in my
we lose a lot of them. So
I used them in my first ever club comp, and I came second. So as I said to you, like at the time, they worked. So they worked for me, which
yeah,
is the hardest thing. Um, you know, like and I agree, man. I went and played a round with a fella the other day, and I don't know why, my daughter goes through my golf bag, so whether she'd gotten stuck into the golf balls, and I thought, oh, geez, I've got to buy a sleeve, and I spent $27 on one sleeve of Pro
Yeah,
V1s. That I could buy a little bit more money, and I buy a whole box of your balls. Like, come on.
yeah,
And,
it is
and I
very
find your balls
expensive.
better, so like,
Yeah,
can't like it. Me, it's easy. It's the easiest
those
thing.
those large brands do have a monopoly on golf balls, and that's why I think that's their main desire to sort of make golf cheaper because it is ridiculous. Like
Oh, it's
if
shocking.
you buy a sleeve of golf balls, most golfers would probably lose that in 18 holes. By
Yep,
the time you
yep,
have to buy a sleeve, buy gloves,
yep,
pay green fees, they're ridiculous now.
yep, yep.
It's just no one can play, so it is a difficult thing. But as I said before, it's all about quality. Like I'm not going to sell something if we're not going to wear it.
Yep.
So what's the point of selling a product if we're not going to take them around to golf? So
Yeah,
I think that's the main thing of our quality. It's
yeah,
yeah. Otherwise, no point.
yeah. And you guys put a video up maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, where you had your a work function. I'm guessing where you had all the guys in there in your shirts. How did they react? Were they stoked with them? Had they seen them or worn them before? Or
Yeah, so we had a little golf day because we're like, so from about 2 hours from where you are, we're like, let's just do something. Like, and there's a few golfers where we're from. Let's have a little day. We had about 16 people, and we'll do teams,
yep,
one for each shirt. And yeah, at first we're skeptical about people knowing our brand in town because it's they're doing that, like why would they do that? But we found they're probably the most supportive, and we had beers after pizza and we're just talking about the products, and
yep.
everyone was actually really interested in the brand and like the like manufacturing process, and yeah, they were wrapping up the shirts. Yeah, it was very exciting to see, and
Yeah.
yeah, gives a
And
bit of confidence.
yeah, God, yeah. And I think you should be really confident because as I said, I attest to it. I wear it to almost every round. There are obviously some videos I do where I'm not wearing them, but a lot of the time I am wearing your stuff. And like it's it's not like I go out and have a lot of guys go, hey, that's a nice shirt. Where do you get that from? But like I have had some like like feedback like, oh, hey mate, yeah, nice shirt. Oh, who's Pally? And it's nice to tell them. And like honestly, I get on my phone and I show them your website, your Instagram page, and then I take them to your shop and just tell them that they can get their stuff from there. And it's quite cool because like we sort of work with each other to help each other out
Yeah,
sort of thing. So it's kind of cool that from where you guys actually, well, from where Bo's based, that the town is behind him. That's so cool.
yeah, and because I go home over Christmas and like not many people know over there that I'm involved in it because I'm not never there. So I'm playing the golf course and like going past some people and they're like, oh yeah, I've been looking at that brand, and it's like you don't want to be saying yeah, like I've got a stake in it or like
Yeah,
and that, but it's just interesting to hear what they say about it
yeah,
because like especially small town people starting to know it in golf course. So it was very exciting when people were saying, oh, I've been looking at that online, like going to buy some stuff, and it's like yeah,
100%.
that's pretty cool. Like,
Oh,
and
it'd
they're not
be
just saying it because they know like you're a part of it because they had no clue that I was
yeah,
involved. So it's yeah,
and that would be kind of like really like motivating for you. Be like, cool, like people are really into what we do, and it
mm,
makes that little thing in your brain go like tick. It is worth it, right? Like
yeah,
you'd be like, this is so cool. Like this guy has no idea that I actually have something to do with this brand, and he's giving me feedback on it. Like that.
yeah.
That would be so great.
Nah, it's exciting. It's yeah. Hopefully, even in Adelaide, hopefully one day it gets to that. People don't know that involved in it, and then start commenting. Yeah.
I think the sky's the limit. I think I think if you guys just persist, like it's like anything with
Mm,
Instagram, and you just stick with it, consistency, you will just explode. And I don't know, the right the right Instagrammer, the right influencer, maybe may just okay, sweet, this guy has something to do with Pally. That's wicked,
yeah.
and then you might get 1,000 followers, 500 followers, but ultimately you want product out the door. But yeah, so there's so many avenues. You guys are so new. I don't think you have anything to worry about right now. You just do your thing just for a little
Yeah.
longer, and I can't see why. I can't see why you won't explode. Your quality's perfect. You and Bo are both great people. You're easy to talk to, easy to work with. I've got no doubt.
Yeah, I think we discussed prior to starting. It's just keeping motivated. You see a lot on Instagram, like search up golf clothing, and they've just stopped posting because they've got no likes or anything. So
Yeah,
it's I think the main thing is just continuing, and it's the same with the stuff you do. It's
yeah,
if you continue doing it, you're going to get more followers, and you're not going to lose followers by posting. So
no,
it's
no.
the more you do, the better I think it is for
Yeah,
the end
exactly.
result.
Yeah, like like I've been through ruts in my stuff where I'm like, wow, I've got 200 views on that video, and then
Mm.
3 videos later you get 1,000, 1,500, 2,000. You're like, what did I do different? Like they talk about the time that you post, how regularly that is, the hashtags you use. You got to change your hashtags after they've been burnt, and you're just like, man, this is too hard. But like, you just persist, and sometimes you have a better video than others, and people relate to it more, and they go, hey,
Mm.
that was funny. I like that one. So there's more likes on one than the other. But at the end of the day, my sort of mantra, if that's the word, is I enjoy it, and that's why I'm going to post it. And like I spoke to CK Golf not long ago. His episode came out yesterday, and we sort of had a good chat. And like I said to him, it's I'm the same as you. I will not produce a video if it's garbage. It's not
Yeah,
getting uploaded if it's garbage. If I sit there and rewatch it and I go, what am I posting that for? Am I only posting that so that it engages Instagram for
yeah,
that one day? I don't. No, it's got to be. I got to like. It's funny. It sounds stupid, but like, if I don't watch it and giggle or like find myself engaged to what I was doing, like whether it be the perfect hole, perfect drive, perfect chip, one putt, two putt, or the putts were really great or whatever, or drive was terrible but I rescued myself out, stuff like that, or whether like my main thing is I'm a terrible putter, so I get on there and I bag the shit out of myself when I'm lining up a putt.
yeah,
So if I edit and put a video into my drafts and then I watch it and I go that is shit, it's just deleted. Like I don't put it up. So
yeah,
you've got to really put quality over quantity on your content over anything, and it's the same with your apparel. Like you guys don't want to have 100 itchy cotton shirts
correct. Yeah.
because who's going to buy it? When you've got
Mm.
these perfect, silky, breathable shirts, and people are going to buy it once they realize how good it is. That's just perfect. So it all comes down to if you're going to wear it and Bo's going to wear it, everyone else is going to wear it, because
Yeah,
if the people who invented it are happy with it, everyone's going to be happy with it.
yeah, that's the aim. But we'll see, I guess.
Now, question,
Yep.
and it's like asking you for is your son or your daughter your favourite? Which piece of apparel on pally.com.au is your favourite?
Um, I think that's difficult because we do a few different things. I do love this shirt, the white shirt,
Me too.
purely because I wear white and blue. That's all I wear.
Yep.
So um, I love the gloves.
Hmm.
Like, I've still got the gloves from our initial testing phase.
Wow.
And like, obviously, don't play a lot of golf, but like on the range, I'm a range rat, and I've had it for about 4 or 5 months, and it's starting to get a bit run down now.
Yep.
But it's like the quality is good, and it's like if a good quality glove is lasting 5 months at a reasonable price,
Yeah.
like can't go wrong. And that's probably what we're probably most excited about other gloves, because there's a lot of gloves out there, but like it's the quality and the pricing.
Yes.
Again, it's accessibility to golf.
100%.
So it's very exciting. I think I enjoy a product, or a product's going to be so good, but then it fails, or vice versa. Everyone's loving like sky blue. It's very popular, but
Yep.
it's like it's not the one I would go to. So I think that's where Bo and I we're starting to learn slowly. It's just because we like it doesn't mean other people like it, or vice versa. Like
Yep.
there's a lot of ideas are like we don't want to do that, but it's what people want. Like there's been a lot of people requesting black gloves, and it's never something I would ever wear. And Bo's the same, but it's like just because we don't want to wear it, it
Yep.
doesn't mean other people won't. So I think we have to sort of bite our lip there and go, well, it's what people want. So why would we deprive them of that? So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I have one of your gloves, and I It sits so you've got your glove pocket in your bag. It sits on top every single time. So I think it's great. I wore it again in the comp. I basically had all of Pally on in that comp, and yeah, I repped you hard, and I agree. It is well. I've had it probably since the day you brought them out. I'm pretty sure the night that you said, "Hey, Chappy, all of our stuff's live." I think I just went bang, 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 and I got one of your
Yeah.
men. And yeah, it's still going good. And like I still like, other than the fact that it sweats and like it gets a little crusty, but like obviously I get them out and you know move them about and stuff before I play. But yeah, I've got a FootJoy in my bag as well that I think I played. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how many times I played it. It's wrecked, like it's gone. I wouldn't use it, so I probably should take it out. But like you're right, as you said before, you walk up, you pay your green fees. Oh shit, I need a new glove. Fuck, I need new balls. And then you're thinking, you're at $100 there. Like
Yeah.
at a good quality course with good, you buy Pro V1s and you buy a FootJoy glove. Where I love the fact that I could buy a whole box of balls, glove off you, pay my green fees, and I'm on the course ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Like that's great.
Like obviously gloves and balls are the gloves are made to be worn out and like
Yeah,
get crusty because you sweat, and balls
yeah,
are the same. Like you lose them, so it's like you understand the product's never going to last forever, but
no,
it's
that's right.
yeah, you want a quality product and then also affordable because what's the point of breaking the bank? Like
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Now my favorite piece of apparel is your Q-zip.
Okay, what color?
I've got the navy, and I
Yeah.
love it. It's just the most comfortable jumper slash Q-zip I've ever worn. How do you feel about them? Your favorite color? Because you've got the like the white cream.
Yeah, the cream.
Yep.
I actually don't have the cream yet. I didn't because all the stocks at Bo's place. So when I went there, I forgot to raid that one.
Yeah.
But obviously it's been over summer, so I haven't really.
Yeah. You
I've
don't need
probably
it.
worn it once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely get a workout over winter,
Hell
and
yeah.
I think I need to get my hand on a few grey cream ones
Yeah.
because yeah, there's not many cream jumpers going out there. Blues are very blue, black, grey. They're very common golf
Yeah.
colours, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it changes it a bit up, and so yeah, I think
Plus,
I'll
the
wear.
cream will go well with your navy. So you say you're a navy white guy, so I think the cream will work well with your navy
Yeah,
pants or
yeah,
shorts or
and
whatever.
I think that's something we took in a fair bit of consideration. Well, we're not going to have a lot of colors to start off with shirts and jumpers, so you want to try and have a color that goes well with most. So, like,
Yeah.
what are your main color pants? Blue, black, gray, cream.
Yeah.
Well, so you want to try and have a shirt or jumper that matches because who wants to go out and buy 5 different jumpers or a lot of different shirts because it's just you can't.
Yeah.
But nah, I'm keen to start wearing the jumpers.
That's it.
It's unfortunately it's good weather, but yeah,
Yeah.
I love wearing a jumper playing golf. But
Yeah.
it was important having a jumper that's comfortable, but you can play golf in.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the Tempo and the Tour golf ball. What do you
Yeah,
use and why?
I use the tour purely because you think you're a better golfer than you are, so you play it.
Love it.
But the tour gets a lot more spin around the greens. It's a different core and
Yeah.
different cover. But we both Bo and I have played the tempo, like played rounds with the tempo, and it's like to be honest, we should be playing that. And that's the thing with a lot of golfers. It's if you give a golfer 2 different balls, probably even a range ball and a Pro V,
Wouldn't
you're
make
not
a
going to be able to
difference.
pick the difference.
Yeah.
So it's like why are people spending $95 for a dozen of Pro Vs when it's
Not
realistically
going to do it.
you're going to slice it into the trees.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think with the tempos, we want a durable ball that if you don't lose it, it lasts a while, lower spin, so it makes golf more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But then if you lose it, it's not going to break the bank. But then your tours for a bit more spin around the green, sort of yeah, bit better golf up there. Yeah, and there's a lot of feedback on the golf balls, a lot of spin. So I think that's something everyone can sort of get around the greens because that's what people lack unless you're probably a scratch golfer.
Yeah. Yeah. And so in the form of your research on the ball, like I've got another golf ball in my bag that's basically a tailor-made tour response. The one with the big stripe around it,
Yeah.
the coloured stripe. Does your ball resemble like a Pro V or a TP5 or what would your tour ball, be equivalent to?
It's a great question. It was where we got it from. It was compared to like they got it on the simulator, a bit of data compared to a Titleist, and I think it was a little bit shorter. Might have been 5 meters shorter, but the spin was higher around the green. So it's not definitely like a Titleist, but I'd say maybe a bit like True Feels.
Yep.
Probably between True Feels and Titleist, like Pro V's,
Yeah.
it's your high spin but still soft.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Well, that's probably why I like that ball, because I was fitted for True Feel on the Titleist range. So that's actually really cool. I'm really happy about that. Otherwise, if I'm not playing with the right ball, like I have been playing well. So look, I don't know. I don't know much about the ball. I used to play a lot where I just pick them up and be like, oh yeah, sweet. That's a
Yeah.
like you pick it up,
Yeah.
and oh sweet, elite. What are they called? Elite flights or something like that. You're like, oh great, I'm about to hit a rock. Can't wait to
Yeah.
get that. But yeah, no, like a bit recently, like when I bought your balls, I sort of stuck with them for a long time, and as I said, I haven't really lost that many of them, so I'm playing well with them. So really happy with that. How was the golf? Like earlier in the segment, you sort of spoke about the ball being. Was it one of the first things you and Bo wanted to actually do before apparel?
Yeah, so that's what Bo wanted. That's sort of what Bo's mind turning to. Well, I want to do golf balls and
Yeah.
probably start with like sort of soft goods.
Yes.
So yeah, balls are probably, and I guess our most important thing as well because it's your repeat customers. So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
and
As you,
and who you're competing against. It's
yeah.
important to have good balls. So yeah,
Well, that's a great point
something.
because there's a lot of, as you would know, and you probably look at other brands on IG, thinking, okay, what are they doing that we're not, or what are we doing that they're not? I would almost say that you guys are one of only a few that actually do your own signature ball, correct?
Yeah, there's not many actually. Yeah, normally you find not many even small companies do balls at all. Like
Yeah.
it's mostly just apparel. So that's something that separates us a bit. And like clothing is sort of that incidental side to it. It's not something we wanted purely just to do because
Yeah.
there's hundreds and thousands of small golf manufacturers doing clothing. So um, no, there aren't many. There's probably off the top of my mind 2 or 3 sort of smallish brands
I would
that
agree. Yeah.
do golf balls. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So you definitely set yourself out there from a lot of the other brands who like I'm not going to name any of them, but like the ones that do the funky shirts and stuff like that. You've got they've got their shirts, but you've got shirts, balls, Q-zips, hats, gloves, all that, towels. You basically can accommodate any beginning golfer. Pick up
yeah,
a box of balls. Okay, they've got gloves. That's fantastic. Okay, my first hat, shirt, Q-zip, whatever the case is. My next question is, Rolls, what's next? What like you don't have to give me the ins and outs, but like what is next for you guys? What do you guys do? You have a new drop coming, or are you going to persist with what you've got for just a little while, or are you working on something behind the scenes? What's happening?
we're still just floating ideas around to see what to do. I'm a big fan of those athletic jumpers,
Yep.
those sort of thin athletic ones with hoodies. Um, I just find those awesome around the house. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince Bo to do those. Um, but just, I think at the moment, just seeing what works still,
Yep.
because we don't want to be buying more products of the same that we already have and something that we thought would go well but doesn't. So
Yep.
I think because we're still in the early phase, we're just discussing what we want to do next, but nothing, nothing in the works as of yet.
Yep.
That's dropping soon. But nah, there will be stuff coming eventually. But yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, I just wanted to drop that one in there just to see if I could get a little sneak peek or whatnot.
but yeah, as we discussed prior, we will eventually have. Well, if continue, there will be four balls, so that's something we will definitely have in the future. And like we're getting stuff sent over as we speak at the moment to test out golf balls because obviously we won't talk about the golf rollback because we haven't even thought about that yet.
That doesn't happen until 2028. We don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it.
we've got plenty of
We've got
time.
4 years
like,
to stockpile as many
yeah,
super
we
balls
want to
as
be
we can.
we want to be trying to get the best golf ball we can. So like I think continuous testing and getting products sent over so that we can try. But yeah,
Yeah. What goes into the testing for your golf balls?
Um, so where we get them from, they have a lot of different options and like that. So we just get some sent over, and we'll just around the chipping green putting. It's just a lot of time spent around like just using it and
Yeah.
what works best. Otherwise, it's and you can get in a very long rabbit hole. I think Bo's been spent some time on YouTube and just investigating golf balls. It's like when he starts talking about it, I just stop listening. Like at the start when we first talked about it, I actually woke up dreaming about golf balls because it's just on the top of your head, and it's like you think you know golf balls, and then he's talking about other stuff, and it's like this is just ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
I have no clue, and I consider myself quite a golf nut,
Yeah.
but no, it's so complicated.
Yeah.
It's also fun. Like that's a fun part of stuff you didn't know, and then you're looking into it, and it's wow, I never thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so you just spoke about the word fun. Is there anything about what you and Bo do in regards to Pally Golf that's not fun? Do you enjoy every process, or has there been some bad periods where you're like, this is crap?
I wouldn't say crap like that was crap, but it's what we struggled on is uh, like media and that because we've never had any. We don't have any degrees or anything in like advertising and like digital creation and that. So it's something we've struggled on, and but it's like once you start doing, it, you're learning. So that's
Yeah.
sort of it can get a bit frustrating because it's like oh, you're looking at other brands and what they're doing, and there's one in particular, and I'm sure you know who they are, and their digital graphics and that on their Instagram is next to none. It's like, and we're looking at that, and we're like, oh, like shit, we've look what we're doing, but yeah, so that's a difficult part is, and we're learning eventually, and like what works well for us, and we're trying a lot of different things with our media and advertising as well. We'll try different things and see what works.
Yeah.
But I would love to have a degree in that because if it'd be so beneficial. But
Oh, it would
yeah,
help immensely, wouldn't it? Like, there's some guys out there that you speak to. Oh, hey, I just use my iPhone. What do you use? And they're like, oh, I use a Sony P179-72, and you're like, what's that? And you're like, he's like, oh,
yeah,
it's a super camera, like does everything. And you're like, how'd you get that? Oh, I'm a videographer. And I'm like, oh, well, no wonder you've got the best
that
footage going.
explains it.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So it's kind of like, like I don't plan on getting a camera. I actually like the authentic rawness of a phone. Like I think it's cool. If I play with people who are okay with filming, like it's so much better. But a lot of the time, I just get the tripod that stabs into the ground, and it's just behind or to the side or whatever you can sort of manage. But yeah, those guys with those super cameras, like I don't know how they do it, but like like just a normal thing, they can make it move and swoop through their shot. It's so cool. But yeah, a lot of us
yeah.
out here, we're just yeah trying to get by with our iPhones and
How do
stuff like
you
that.
go filming on golf courses? Like you said, you're playing comp and that. Did you film those, or when you're
No.
filming your content, do you just try and do it by yourself,
So
or get someone to go out with you?
if I'm filming content, it's mostly I go to a secluded um, golf course, so like
Yeah,
one that's not very popular, or I go at 6 o'clock in the morning when no one's up. Um, the times where I'm filming on like say Ballarat with the really good golf course around here is the person I play with like usually will just film for me really quickly and then put it away because you don't want to stop playing. You don't want people coming up your
yeah,
bum being like, "Are you seriously filming?" I filmed the other day. I think he was being quite genuine, but like a guy watched me film and I had the tripod out and he drove up in his car. He's like, "Oh, are you filming your swing for swing analysis, are you?" And he was sort of giggling. And I said, "Oh no, I'm a creator." And he's like, "Oh, and what, you've come out to back a smash?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." Like, he's just invited out here with a mate, so like of course, like I'm happy to film and like we've got a really cool. We didn't film hole one, we didn't film hole six, just because we were getting caught up to and
yeah. So just skipped a few.
so we
Yeah,
just skipped a few just to make it like so that we could get a bit further in front of someone and things like that. But yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people like the response you get. A lot of people like it and a lot of people hate it. So you kind of just like you just sort of go with the flow and that sort of thing. So it's quite cool. But yeah, hats off to the guys who have the big friggin' Win News camera, and they've got two or three blokes filming everything for them, and you think, fucking hell, how do you get friends like that, or are you paying them, or that sort of thing. So, but yeah,
yeah.
Let's stop talking about Pally golf and let's learn about Riley, mate. Let's yeah. Where are you? You're obviously from Victoria, but you're living in South Australia.
Yeah, so from Southwest Victoria. Um, Grew up in a small town about 3.5 hours from Melbourne, and then I moved to Adelaide about 6, 7 years ago to start uni, and worked at a private golf course in Adelaide just as a casual job. And then, yeah, so studied law and sports management. So they don't really go together with Pally Golf. But, well, hopefully Pally Golf don't need me in my work. But, yeah, so currently just work as a lawyer. And, yeah, that's basically it. Just and been playing golf for about 8 years, but on and off with other sports and
Yep.
stopped fair bit during uni. But starting to pick it up a bit now
Yep.
since finishing uni.
What's your handicap, man?
Oh, it's embarrassing. It's 18,
Oh,
but
it's the same as me.
I don't know the last time I played a comp. Oh, I actually played a comp around Sunday, so that's a lie. But I haven't played comp for a long time, so it could be either like any golfer. It could be 10 or it could be 30.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm the same. Like I could have an absolute ripper round or an absolute terrible round. You couldn't tell if I was a 30 or a 10 either. So,
Yeah,
but 18, like I'm 17 and a half, so we're pretty close. So we could get a match in, and that'd be
yeah.
quite cool.
When
That'd be
I'm
good.
when I'm down, Bo and I will
Yeah.
definitely travel to Ballarat because
Next time you're up here, let's organise. Let's get you, me, and
yeah,
Bo out.
yeah,
We'll do a good one, and we'll get some content put together.
yeah. There's a few nice courses around Ballarat area,
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah,
man.
we'll figure something out there.
We could have a few. We could have like a Masters weekend where we just play, and we'll see who wins it all up. That'll be
I've
awesome.
actually never played Ballarat Golf Club. Played
We'll get it done because I'll get you on there.
What's the? It's out a little bit. There's probably a few that are out a bit.
So you've got Creswick,
No, that's not it.
or you've got Mount Xavier. Are you talking courses around Ballarat or a bit further?
Yeah, courses around Ballarat.
Or you got Midlands,
No, I've played Midlands before,
Buninyong.
once or twice. Buninyong, I played that. I had a friend that lived there, so we played a fair bit there.
Yeah,
And
Buninyong's cool. I like that course.
yeah,
You just need a cart. That's all because it's the
yeah,
back nine is just hill city and you can't walk. Well, you can, but it's tiring. Like by the
yeah.
time you finish your 18, you're gassed. What's your favourite club in the Bag Rolls?
At the moment, none. Um,
Why not?
it's terrible. Probably have to go 9 iron. It's
Nine.
just
Yeah, I
yeah,
like that. I like that.
yeah,
I'm a short iron guy too. My driver can either be my favourite thing or my most hated. I can't stand the putter. That can just if I could putt with it, anything else, I'd be happy. But yeah, I like the 6 and 7s. I don't know why, but
okay.
I feel comfortable with them. Long irons are too hard. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a frustrating game because you're hitting the driver fantastic one day, and then next it's like, have I ever held a club before? Or which
yeah,
way do you hold it?
yeah.
It's so frustrating because your game never comes together
Oh,
with
100%.
all components, but
Yeah.
and it's so psychological. Like
Oh,
I've got a 52 in my bag, and I just know when I get up to it, I'm going to duff it
yeah,
or thin it.
yeah,
But it's like it's the exact same club at half of the club, so I don't
yeah,
know why, but
yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I
yeah,
can do the same thing. I can literally change in a matter of 10 minutes. I can be on the driving range, whacking driver and think, I'm on. I need to get on the course right now so that I can capitalise on this. And the first tee, duck hook straight across to the 18th. And you think,
what's going on here?
I'm going to kill someone if I do this all day. And then the next hole, I don't know. I think I'm a bit of a nervous sort of starter too. Like the first hole, I sort of,
Yeah, I'm the same. Even if you're playing by yourself, it's
yeah,
like on the course. Oh, geez, need to score big or low. But yeah, it's. I think people get so worked up on it.
yeah.
And it's like I'm playing on the course. I need a score, and I actually got told a couple of days ago, play worst ball, 2 ball worst ball,
Yep.
because then when you're doing that, you're in a bad position playing comp or something. It's well, I've been here before. I know how to get out of it.
Put that pressure on
So
yourself.
yeah, so I think
Yeah.
that's named for the year. Try and break 100 with 2 ball worst ball.
Yeah,
I feel
nice.
like
I
that'd
like
be a
that.
good different approach because you
Yeah.
can go play 2 ball best ball and probably shoot close to par,
Yeah,
but
well, that's right.
it's
'Cause
not going to benefit you in the future.
you get two opportunities, and you think, all right, well, that drive was horrible. You know what felt off in it, so you fix it, and it's the most perfect drive you've ever hit. I agree with you wholeheartedly that you don't get better at golf doing that. And same
Yeah,
with when I first started, I used to have a lot of people that I played with just say, oh, hey mate, like just pull that out of the tree, like don't play it from there. Put it on the fairway and play straight golf, but. You don't get any better that way because if you play a comp and you play people who do not take shit, they won't let you pull it out of a tree just because
Nah.
that's what my father-in-law did or my best friend did. Like that, you got to play it. So two ball, worst ball is great. I like that.
Yeah, I think I might go on the weekend and give that a try, but I might
Yeah.
be there for probably 5, 6 hours.
No. What's your favourite golf course you've ever played, Ross?
Um, so I'm lucky. I'm a member of a private club in Adelaide, so like I don't appreciate it as much as I should. Take people there and they're just in love with the place, and
Yeah.
so that's very fortunate to be a member there. I don't know. We went on a family trip to Vietnam a fair few years ago, and we played one of the courses there, the Greg Norman design.
Yep.
I don't think it was necessarily course, but we had some caddies,
Yeah.
and they just made life so fun. Like they're giggling and like you pass them a putter, and you go thank you, and like oh no no thank you. Terrible impersonation that. That's going to be become so racist.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna
nah,
post it
I
straight to him.
think yeah, I've got a video of it and I stuck hooked it and she's running across the camera, yelling at four and just laughing at me. It's like they have no clue how to play golf, like those caddies, but they make it so fun. So that's pretty enjoyable. But you sort of caught me off guard. I hadn't really thought about my favorite course, but there's so many around. Like
Yeah.
golf is so popular now. There's even a few in Adelaide I haven't got to because just haven't got around to it. But some
Yeah.
nice ones around here. Yeah.
Yeah. Is your private course the course they play live on?
No, it's not. Nah,
No.
nah. So I'm at Kionga, and that's Grange. So sort of competitors, but nah,
Right.
haven't played Grange there. But know a few members there
Did
or worked with a few, so might have to try and pull some
Did you go to
strings.
live last year?
Yeah, we did. We went. I only went for 2 days, so
Yep.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
And it's just
Was it awesome?
I've oh, it's just so laid back and like it was so cool for Australia. I've been I think the President's Cup or World Cup of Golf a few years ago,
Yep.
but then it was like some all right golfers be here. It's like Cameron Smith and it's like it was just awesome. Like,
Yep.
but unfortunately tickets this year like tripled, which is
Yeah.
fair
Very,
enough. Like they
very,
want to try and get as
very
many
popular.
last year, but
Yep.
nah, I think I'll go for probably a day or so. But
Yep.
yeah, it was definitely good for Australia to have a comp like that, and
Oh,
hopefully it stays.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it stays in Adelaide.
Yeah, well, that's what I was sort of going to ask you. Hoping it stays. I sort of talked to a lot of guys on Instagram, and a lot of guys said, "Oh, we're going. Would you like to come?" and that sort of thing. So like, it is drawing people from all over Australia to come and watch these amazing athletes. And I think right now with John Rahm's team just being introduced, I think that's going to
Mm.
bolster the hell out of that comp because I don't know about you, but like John Rahm's second best in the world. Now he's in Live. That's just going to amplify that golf league so much.
Yeah, and like I don't love it, but I don't hate it. But I love seeing what it's doing to the PGA Tour.
Yeah,
Like they've had a monopoly over the tour for so many years, and now like, oh shit, there's a company like league coming and stealing the best players in the world.
yeah,
Like Cameron Smith when he left, I think he may have nearly been world. I think he's world number two.
yeah,
So they've taken two world number twos, and like Smith would have been world number one in a couple of weeks.
yeah.
So it's not like they're just getting some average
Nobodies.
players,
Yeah,
top 150. But yeah, so I'm loving what they're doing and actually making it a worldwide tour.
yeah, yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. I love the PGA Tour. I love the traditions of it. Like how they're tucked in. They've got pants and stuff like that. And I do believe probably the world's best golfers are there. Because similar to what we spoke about just a second ago with, you play any shot that you hit or the best ball, bad ball, like these guys have to play perfect for 2 days to make the cut to get paid.
Yeah, yeah,
There's that pressure on them to actually to perform, which means they've got to be on, they've got to be switched on. Where Live John Rahm's going to get paid $600 million for his contract, no matter what he does. He doesn't even have to win. Winning obviously gives him more money, but he's got $600 million sitting in his pocket, and you're kind of like, oh. And
don't really need to play.
Jordan Spieth just makes the cut and comes dead last and wins 14 grand, and you're like, mate, Jordan Spieth's he's no slouch. Like he's a good golf player. Like he won the Masters and that when he was 21. Like but there's pressure on those guys to actually perform and be
But
perfect.
in saying that, I'm a massive Speed fan. Like favorite player by far.
Same.
But it's not like players like that haven't had the opportunity to go over to live.
No,
Like
no, yep, yep.
like probably anyone in the top 20, top 30 probably would have been approached at least some
Oh,
stage, except
absolutely.
for potentially Tiger and Rory. So it's not like they haven't had the opportunity, but yeah, I can see where you're coming from. They've wanted to stay because they want to win
Yeah,
majors and
yeah,
like a lot of tournaments that have so sentimental value to people. So
yeah.
it's understandable both sides. But
Oh, 100%.
I like how they're doing at least team events. Like it changes it up a bit. Like
Yeah, yeah. I
that,
like that
yeah,
too. Yeah, I like the fact that you can win the whole thing as an individual, but all your scores go together. So like even if say like the Rippers, if Cam Smith was winning, but they needed Mark Leishman to, get another 2 under to actually win the team event, like it puts that cool pressure, behind that. So it sort of still feels like they still have to perform to help out the team, I guess. The next one I was going to ask you was who's your favourite pro, but I'm guessing it's Jordan.
yeah. Already answered that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why. I just love him. It's just,
I'm the same. I just love the fact that he can be the world's best golfer for 2 holes. No one could beat him, and then he has an absolute meltdown, and he's shocking for like another.
yeah,
He could be perfect Thursday and shocking Friday.
yeah. It's a frustrating thing,
Yeah,
especially.
but I don't know about you, but I sit
Yeah,
there and I'm like, Jordan, like, you're the best short game player in the world. Why are you missing that, or why aren't you making that?
yeah,
And you think, oh, come on, man, you're better than that.
yeah. But then the thing with that is then you're watching a hole and he's in the absolute shit, and then
Yeah,
somehow chips it in, and it's
yeah.
like, what's this man like? Him in 2015, 2016. It's like, oh, if he had that, still would be.
Oh,
I'd hate to know.
I wonder how it sort of whether he lost it through injury or just everyone caught up to him, or whether he was just playing out of his skin. He had all the confidence, like he was obviously highly touted coming out of college and stuff like that. But whether something happened, or like in the family, or yeah, what sort of happened to him to sort of get caught up to, because he was miles in front of everyone. Like there was
Oh yeah,
tournaments there where he just was untouchable. So. Um, If you could receive an invitation to any golf course in the world, where would it
yep.
be, mate?
Oh, I think you have to go Augusta
Yeah,
purely because it's so hard to get on.
yeah. So
Like,
I like that, because there's been a few people that have said like St Andrews and stuff, but like I like when people say like obviously St Andrews is doable. You can
oh
actually get in
yeah,
there and
yeah,
play. Augusta,
yeah,
no chance. Like
yeah. Unless you win the lottery that
yeah,
they do on the weekend, it's
yeah,
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 yeah.
100%.
If you go around, if you want to play a course, you could go around and just ask, like people know people, and it's like you can eventually get on somewhere,
Yeah,
depending how much you're going to pay. Like
yeah, yeah,
if money's no factor, you can get on somewhere and somehow. But that's really the only one. Yeah,
yeah. And I
can't
don't know
get
if you
on.
follow this fella. I don't want to get on my phone just because it's rude, but there's this guy who's at the moment doing a day 25 of trying to get on
Yeah,
Augusta. This guy would be raking in followers, he'd be raking in engagement and all this sort of stuff, and he still hasn't got on. So
yeah.
like you can
I watched
actually
one or two. Yeah,
you can actually be right up here in Augusta's face, and they'll still just go, me,
I
mate.
can't. I can't even. He had a previous champion on. I can't. It might have been like episode 12 or something. And he was like, I can't even bring you on. Like,
Yeah.
I can go whenever I want, but I can't bring a guest on. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
how secluded is that place?
I know.
Like, I think that something makes it so much better though, because if you could play it like St Andrews,
Yeah.
like St Andrews is hard to get onto, but if you line up at 1 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning, you can get
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I think that's changes a bit when it's
Yeah.
impossible to get on. But
And I think that's why we all tune in on that weekend to watch it, because you don't see it all the time.
and it's not commercialized either.
No.
Like you're not bombarded with ads or billboards, and there's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just I don't know. I love tuning in that theme song, just the grass,
The birds chirping. Yeah.
the azaleas, if that's how you pronounce it, azaleas. Where like Victor Hovland wearing that shirt last year, like but like it's just the most beautiful place to actually look at. So that wraps up this week of Chatting with Chappy. I just want to thank Riley from Pally, mate. Thanks so much for joining me.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was a good chat. I think it went a bit longer than we thought, but nah.
Yeah.